Hello and welcome to my little nerdy cooking video diary. This recipe is dedicated to two things that shaped my childhood and continue to brighten my adult life: Japan and Studio Ghibli animated films. My devotion is such that last October I finally managed to visit Japan for the first time and fulfilled my dream of visiting the Studio Ghibli Museum. It was like a dream come true for me. I've always believed that Eastern cinema in general, and anime in particular, have a unique spirit capable of bringing serenity and peace even on the darkest days. There were so many options to do this bento, but in the end I decided to dedicate it to my neighbor Totoro, one of my favorite films by Master Miyazaki-san. After making a quick sketch of how I imagined my bento would look, I start with sausages, cutting them into 4 but only halfway through. And then frying them in a pan until they make the classic octopus shape you can find at the Japanese market stalls. Then I set them aside. Now I make a simple omelette, adding salt and pepper to taste, from which we'll cut pieces at the closest possible to the shape of onigiri. Cut some nori seaweed into stripes and apply them to the omelette's pieces. On the side, I already boiled some green beans and let them cool. I cleaned and sliced a carrot into slightly thick rounds, then cut out star shapes. Not without some difficulty, I might say. The star shape always confuses me a bit. But anyway, here are our stars, and then I don't throw away the carrot scraps, but finally chop them to use later for our Soot sprites. I've previously cleaned the shrimp by removing the shell but leaving the tail, and I also removed the intestine. Usually I season the egg I use for the breading with salt and pepper and beat it until smooth. Then I dip the shrimp in the egg up to the tail and then in the breadcrumbs, making sure the breadcrumbs stick well all over it. If you prefer a thicker coating, I recommend repeating this step twice for each shrimp. After that, I fry them in hot oil until the coating turns golden brown. Now comes perhaps the most delicate part: cooking the rice. Personally, for these preparations, I always use Roma rice, an Italian rice not exactly suitable for this use, but if washed properly, it gives a perfect result for Eastern cuisine. I wash this type of rice by hand 3 or 4 times until the water becomes clear, but gently so as not to break the grains. Then I cover it with about 1 centimeter of water, turn on the heat and cover it with a lid. After about 10 minutes the rice will have absorbed all the water. My advice is to never stir the rice or lift the lid until cooking is finished. Once all the water has evaporated, I put the lid back on and let it cool in the pot. Meanwhile, I cut out decoration for our Totoro from the nori seaweed. I cut out V shapes for the belly, rounds for the eyes, and an oval for the nose and set them aside for later. At this point, I divide the rice into 3 parts. I left half of the rice in the pot to finish cooling, and the other half I divided again in 2 and season it in 2 different ways. Then I moved to season 1 portion of rice with activated charcoal to make it black for Totoro's body. Mix it very well so it's evenly colored. Activated charcoal is completely natural and can be used as a cook coloring, but I recommend to always check the instructions before using it in the kitchen. The other portion of rice I seasoned with soy sauce, and I will use it to make the Soot sprites. I make some with a filling of wasabi and carrots, and some with wasabi and mayonnaise. Using some plastic wrap, I first placed a small square of seaweed, then the rice and then the filling, shaping it into a ball. Let's return to our black rice and start assembling our Totoro bento. A little tip for you. If you, like me, need to handle the cooked rice in this way, always wet your hands first a little with water or it will stick and you won't be able to shape it. I shaped the main body, I added the ears, and later with the white rice I created the belly and the eyes. Then I placed the previously cut seaweed and our Totoro is already starting to take shape. After that, feel free to fill the bento as you like. I'll try to stay as faithful as possible to my initial sketch. I lay down a bed of edamame, 2 sausages on the top, which I can't wait to eat, the star-shaped carrots, our Soot sprites / onigiri, the green beans, and of course my loved fried shrimp. What do you think? Did I manage to make it similar to my drawing? Bentos are really fun to make and you can compose them with your favorite foods in 1,000 different ways. I can't wait to try making a different one with other inspirations. If you have any tips on how to make bentos or places to find inspiration, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.